Everything got unborked, and we're live. Hi, welcome, internet. I'm Greg with Shacknews, and with me, as always, is my friend and leader of the NorCal Ghostbusters, Chris Nance. How you doing, Chris?
Hi, Greg. I'm doing well.
You may recognize Chris from a lot of the unboxings we do on Shacknews. He helps out with all the Ghostbuster stuff. He is the leader of the NorCal Ghostbusters, which is a franchise, and then I call him the leader, but he likes to call himself the experimental equipment technician. And then what am I? I'm PR, right?
Yeah, pretty much at this point. No, you're much more than just PR, Greg. But yeah, you're pretty much our PR guy.
Hey, G-Swag, what's going on? So today, special announcements. Chris and I play Ghostbusters competitively, and we've also have hundreds of hours into Spirits Unleashed by Alphonic, and today they announced their DLC, which is very, very, very long overdue. We've been desperate for a balance patch or some kind of update, or DLC is being sneak peeked today by Jordan and Albert from Alphonic, and we're going to be reacting to that live stream. And that's going to start in about 20 minutes or 22 minutes. But before we get in, Chris, I want to know what you want to see in this patch that they're announcing. What are you hoping for, and what do you think we'll get? Because I guess those are two separate things.
I want them.
You're not going to work.
Fix the Ecto goggles.
They function good. They function correctly in private matches.
Yeah. So I think we're probably gonna see a new set of gear shells, and I know a lot of the folks. I'm not the only one who kind of has been expecting ATC, Answer the Call, Ghostbusters 2016 stuff, which I think quite a few people would be excited to get.
Now, you think for sure it's going to go in that order of the 2016? I guess in terms of release dates for Ghostbuster shows, that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't even know that they're necessarily, I've kind of commented about this a little bit before, Greg. I suspect the way that they've been doing the cosmetics in terms of the DLC order is they kind of already knew that they were going to be doing the Real Ghostbusters and the Extreme Ghostbusters. They kind of had a lot of these assets sort of built up already internally, and they hadn't fully announced it. They were just going with they're just going with the flow of what people are demanding, and releasing it in that order, basically. Which, if that's the case, I could be completely wrong. I have no background in game development, so it's not like I know anything about how these things are done.
No, you mean the dredges. Jordan had said that the dredges were supposed to be in the game at launch, but they couldn't get them right until DLC 2. So it takes a while. Game development is a long, finical, detailed, involved process, and it's never just as simple as fixing something. And I think that's the main thing that people don't really understand.
Well, and especially when it comes to cosmetic stuff too, is those cosmetic details. If you pull up the game and go to the gear shells and throw on the Extreme Ghostbusters gear shell and look at the detailing. That's something that multiple artists spent quite a bit of time putting together, all the way from the ground up, and that's not something that just happens in a month, because it's not like these artists are only working on Spirits Unleashed. That's the big thing that I think we've both tried to get across to people in the League community too. Some is they're a relatively small company, and so they kind of have to pick where they put their resources as they go.
Yeah, I mean they're self-published. They have Armageddon, which is their own self-project, their hobby project, their passion project, and they have Predator Hunting Grounds, and they have Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed. I mean, that's 3 games already. You know what I mean? That they have to balance time, money, and budget to. So that's pretty intense.
Absolutely. Especially when it comes to creating new assets for any of those titles too. That is something that, again, has to be balanced very, very carefully. So I think they've probably taken some of the lessons that they learned along the way and have pre-built a lot of assets that they can work with. And then are watching what the fan demand is.
So That just you want to see the ecto goggles work. What do you and you said you think we'll get the answer the
I
call stuff, right? Those are the two things you're
I think the as far as cosmetics go, I think we're going to see the answer the call, gear equipment as gear shells, a new set of gear shells for ATC. Um, and we're probably going to see a new map, and I have no clue what the new map would be. I know there's been a lot of fun fan suggestions that I really like. I'm personally really fond of the subway terminal idea.
Oh yeah, Subway would be interesting. Yeah. Hi
Yeah,
Snoopy,
yeah.
what's going on? Hey Aces, D-Swag, what's going on? Welcome to the chat.
And then there's a few other cosmetic things that I would love to see, but I don't expect we're gonna necessarily see it in this patch. So
How much would your mind be blown if instead of answer the call stuff, they did Ghostbusters 2 shells and like Ghostbuster 2 patch and like kind of like took stuff from the second film and put in as new shells and cosmetics?
I mean, uh, I'm still holding out hope that we're gonna see some permutation of the slime blower as a secondary gadget. So having it completely relegated as a possible gear shell for the pack,
Yeah, like having like
which I doubt.
we talked about that on the Facebook. Having a slime blower gear slot, like a secondary objective that closed portals and stopped a ghost from haunting an object, would be good.
Mhm,
I think.
mhm. Especially if it was something that was like taking up a secondary gadget,
Mhm.
had a reasonable but significant cooldown. Like, yeah, it's there's room to use something like that there, but again, that also gets back to like Sony and Ghost Core giving
Mhm.
permission to use certain details from the IP too, right?
And for those of you, I am wearing Ghostbuster stuff. I'm wearing the I am the gatekeeper. I'm the keymaster shirt. So there, that's I didn't wear my thing because it's too hot in my house. Even my cat's dying on my desk. She is just panting because it's too hot. I gotta turn the
No,
air up.
that's my secret, Greg. I'm not wearing pants.
There you go. Yeah,
Uh,
Chris is naked from the waist down. No one can tell.
mm,
But no, I mean, I think that's what I'd like to see. I think and I think what we'll get is a big story update. Like I think that'll be the big thing.
yes.
I'll be shocked if we don't get a new ghost and like a big balance patch. Like if it's just solely story content, because like not everything
Mhm.
is going to be multiplayer centric focused, right? Like they did tease that Samhain's coming to the game in their last trailer, so I think that's going to be a big part of it. And also, people do enjoy that story content. For how much people criticize it for not being 18 hours long. It was a nice little
Yeah.
Easter egg to have that in the game, however short it was.
Yeah, it's still fun content, and literally my only complaint about it is that I would like more, please. It was well done, it was well written, it was fun to play through, uh so I'm stoked to hear that we are getting more, which is like yay.
And then, like, if Sam Hain's in the game, that means his model's in the game, so that means maybe he'll be a ghost skin or a playable ghost in the future, which is, I know people are really asking for that ghost in particular because he's so infamous in the cartoon show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, they're pulling a bait and switch. It's gonna be the boogeyman.
Is this the
uh
boogeyman? He
yeah.
can't fly. Oh, dude, a ghost that can't fly would be a really interesting concept for this game.
Actually, yeah,
that can only
kinda.
walk. They can only walk. That would be kind of interesting to see how that would
And
play
now,
out.
now I wish they had done the possessor that way.
Aces says calling it right now bug eye ghost. Yeah, I think that was one of the
mm,
things that leaked internally. But that I mean, more content's never a bad thing. Honestly, I'm like, if
mhm.
people are data mining and looking for stuff, that just tells me that the community's so desperate for information that they're willing to go to the depths to find out whatever they can, which is never
Yeah,
a bad thing. It may be bad for your marketing team, but let's be honest. I don't think Spirits Unleashed has like the budget of Fortnite. You know what I mean? Like for
well,
marketing or
so
for Final Fantasy or anything like that.
so here's the thing though, Greg, is we knew pylons and trap minions and dredges were in the game
Hmm.
assets like practically from launch, but we didn't. That doesn't mean that we saw them right away. So like, yeah, we've seen the assets there for that particular ghost, but we don't know that that's necessarily going to be in this DLC.
Hmm.
Um, that very well could just be some tiny bit of like internal asset that slipped through to the retail patch basically. Um,
I just really want a huge balance update, honestly, because
yes,
the
yes.
the meta has settled, and after 3 months, it's settled really hard, and they have to give, like, Jordan has to give a better reason for the ghost to engage and defend rifts. Because, like, right now, the detonating the rifts is like what the pro ghost players do all the time. They detonate as many as they can before the ghostbusters can find them, and if ghostbusters do find them, it's very rare that the ghost will actually engage to defend it, because it's at a huge disadvantage if it tries. Because it's just not. It was they were toned down offensively so much in terms of engagement, not in terms of running or defense of themselves, but just of an offensive engagement. They were toned down so much that
It
it's
wasn't
bad.
even. I don't even know. Well, I don't like go back to the patch notes because nothing on Ghost side really got nerfed specifically other than hunt rates.
Their
Like
sprints, their sprints, their amount of energy when they sprint was increased, and then the amount of
the
energy they
cost
spend
the
to
cost of
rift was
passing through.
increased. Yeah,
The cost of passing through was increased, but that got dialed back again. So so I don't, as far as like actual like direct performance, I don't, go like where ghosts got buffed is kind of the thing that seems to be a part of the driving problem, because it's no, ghost movement speed didn't get buffed, their energy cost for sprinting didn't get buffed, but the movement speed of small objects got buffed. So now every cardboard box on a map is a race car. It's like, well, what are they gonna do? Of
right.
course, like, I've done it. Like, I've played with that a bit. It's fun.
You
It is
run,
fun to
yeah.
have the super fast box. No, I'm just talking about the cardboard box. It's just fun to possess the cardboard box because they're fast.
Yeah, but that's the trade-off though. Like, they're super quick and they're hard to, you can't keep up with them, but like they have no health. So like you hit them for like a second, they die. So like that's the trade-off there. So I get that. But I mean, I was hoping more along lines of, like, if a rift's open, like maybe it buffs a certain area, and then like where you're either harder to tether or you're immune to stun, just something to give the ghost a reason to go defend that rift. Because I mean, I only defend him in pubs matches. In pro matches, if I played ghost, I would not defend the rifts. I would just be haunting and scaring civs, because it's not worth doing that, Lito says that he hopes they buff sprint for the busters. I would like to see an infinite sprint for the busters, I think. Like a base sprint, like not have a limit gauge. I think that would make sense, because I have so many problems with that gauge to begin with. Like when I vault an object. Yeah, stamina gauge. When I vault an object, I can't sprint any longer, but it still goes down. Like, there's a lot of bugs with that. And I don't see why a Ghostbuster sprinting constantly, normal sprinting speed.
So
would
you know what fixed a lot of that for me, Greg, was switching to hold to sprint. Tap to sprint seemed to be the big causer of that issue. So
I have
like once
I have it on.
Yeah, you use yeah.
But no, I see what you're saying though.
Once I did that, like that solved, because it made it a lot easier for me to manage stamina as a resource, because I had to actively engage the button. Which, like, you've seen how I play. Like, I pretty much just sprint all the time anyways, but like, I manage it. I let off for a second or two and catch my breath and then keep running.
Faster deploy speeds, Aces, on the Pylon. I know you and Chris are Pylon enthusiasts, but you're not going to get that. The second a ghost is captured, if you put the Pylon down and have a what they call the sulfur, the pods, and those are down, like the ghost is dead. Like, he can't possess anything, he can't sprint. He's basically gone. The Pylon is meant to be used defensively. I've said this before, not offensively. That's the difference between the Pylon. It's supposed to be a measure as a defense, not an offense. If you make it too fast, it's just going to be really busted. It's already powerful enough on the board as it is. When people
challenge accepted.
Yep. Right. Yep.
You can. It is.
Talk to my attorney.
I think I don't think it's outside of the intended design to use it somewhat offensively. The problem with it is that the timing for using it offensively is incredibly tight, and the argument for reducing its deploy time right now is simply just based on the current meta of ghost running. Right now, the Pylon is useless on a running ghost. They will either get into a small enough object that moves so fast it will pass through the Pylon's field so quickly that the Pylon doesn't finish targeting it and zapping their object. So I've seen ghosts just straight up run through my Pylon in an object. They just went straight fast in a box. Like, and it didn't have enough time to zap them. So like there's that particular issue of like runner ghosts just straight up are not affected by the pylon. Um, and then on top of that, partly because the pylon takes so damn long to put down, it's kind of completely useless against a ghost that is only going to run away and won't even stop and try to break your pylon. Like, they're just going to keep running. Like, yeah.
And it can be countered pretty easily too. Like you place it down. Like you were working on these genius spots where to put the pylon so the ghost couldn't get to it. But all the ghost has to do is haunt 2 objects, and it can. So you can't set it down and then leave it, right? Like it has to be used. Like what we've been doing in pro play is having someone start to set it down so the ghost gets sucked into the trap. So
Yeah.
and then when they get out of the trap, then it's there and they can't do anything and they're stuck engaging for a little bit longer. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much
Anticipating that first trap break, yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, like it's useless against a running ghost, but I think it's more like for defending yourself against rifts or like setting up a post engagement when the ghost is about to go in the trap, stuff like that. I do think that I think the blast of the haunted objects is way too high. It has 2 charges basically. 100%. It takes 50% to blast, or like 47% to blast an object, a haunted object, or blast a ghost. I don't know. That's that. I think it needs more charges. I think if we got a buff, that's what we'd see. Just has maybe 4 or 5 charges rather than just 2. If we have to take it back.
The real thing that needs a buff on the pylon, regardless of any kind of meta changes or other balance of the game, is just simply its battery efficiency. Right now it's got a real bad battery recharge rate. Like
it's faster just to get a new one at the cart. It's faster.
Quite often it is faster just to go and get a new one at the cart because it gives you a full battery.
Sorry, Sadie.
So and I do that all the time too, which is like I don't think that's intended, and it gets into another like little pet peeve of mine of like that 60-second cooldown on restocking from the cart.
Yeah, maybe that could be fixed too, because I think it charges in 60. It might charge. I don't know. It charges about a second per percentage, so it's definitely faster.
I've never timed it, to be honest. It's just going off a feeling.
Hey Grizz, how are you? Yeah, we're just here gonna react to the live stream. I'm gonna check it in a second. Here, you're gonna like this transition. I was able to switch it. I don't see them live yet. Not yet. It says offline, but I'm gonna...
Yeah, give it a second or two here.
But we're gonna hang on. We were just talking about like what we're expecting from the patch, what we from the DLC update, what we're hoping for, what our wildest dreams are. Chris wants the pylon buffed. Here we go. We can switch this over now.
There they are.
Just make this a little bit bigger so we can still see chat on my end. So this, yeah, like I said, but we're really excited. Like, I mean, I've been so nervous because there's so many games that get that have been canceled this year alone. I mean, Knockout City was canceled. That online wrestling game, Knockout Brawl, I think. There was a wrestling an EA game that got canceled too. 2 online service games, and then Mobile Suit Gundam, the arena shooter that they made, the character shooter they made, is also going under. Like, it's very, very, very competitive right now in the game as a service space. And then on top of that, as Chris would know, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to come out, and that's going to sidetrack people for 6 to 8 months. So
yeah,
that's going to be a big one. Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, it's going to be a big one.
Oh my god, everyone's in here. Lito's in here.
Oh yeah, it's
Grizz is in here. Right, Icy's in here. Depot's in here. This way Pro's in here. This is where I work, guys. So like when I talk about where I work in the Discord, this is where I work. So it's kind of cool that I was able to do this today with Chris as work, because otherwise I'd be doing stuff trying to watch it. Because usually their streams are on Thursday and I can't stream that day, so I can't have to watch. I'm always like, Chris, did they say anything? And he's like, nah. I'm like, okay, good.
Well, no, it's usually on like Wednesdays at 1 p.m. It's right now is when it normally is. But yeah, no, I'm just lucky that like I have a wonky work schedule and my days off are Wednesday, Thursday, so it works out for me.
So yeah, we're 3 minutes out. I'm really excited.
He's Vigo!
Like, let me know what you guys are excited about in the chat for. Chris, if you had one big thing to touch on in this patch, what would it be that you really wanted? That can be something new or a fix. Like, what would you want? The one thing. You have a wish list. You have one wish.
My, well,
The Ecto Goggles to get. I want the Ecto Goggles to function as intended.
Fix the Ecto Goggles, please.
Command me, Lord!
I was gonna say maybe you could ask. I want to take the pylon as a bat and be able to beat Ghost into the trap with it. Just try to get in there.
We already have the taser attachment for the PK. That's what that's for.
Yes, this is true. I do like that. The people have been utilizing that taser tech really well. In the pub matches, I've seen Sixo Wavy and Plasma both do the what they call it, the Plasma Man special now, when you stab and throw the remote receiver down and they instantly get sucked in.
Yeah, where you get the insta the Plasma Man quick deploy.
Yeah, the Plasma Man instant quick deploy. Yep.
The quick deploy. Yeah.
That's basically.
That is basically like the move that I have been practicing more and more recently, especially since I started actually playing with the taser regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Which it's a lot of fun, to be honest. Like, you get like these really ridiculous moments of like you're coming up just short, and you're just get over here, you, come on. It's so ridiculous.
Oh my god! All right, we got 1:25. My wish would be I just want to see a better reason for a ghost to have engage. Whether that's a buff in the ghost or the environment, or I don't want to see a nerf to the busters, but if it makes the ghost engage more, then I'm for it. I just want to see more engagement. The running stuff is rough. It's really rough to play against.
So, especially with tether resistance, and a big part of that is pretty much everybody like spams tethers at the ghost.
Yep.
Nobody's being careful with their use of their streams, so it's or taking into account that tether resistance is an issue. So especially like it's most noticeable when you run into a basher, somebody playing basher.
Yeah, it's a forced play style. Yeah. That's what Debo's saying. All right, so yeah, guys. So if you want to watch the stream without reactions, you can watch a phonic stream. But otherwise, we're gonna be reacting here. Hopefully, there'll be a jump moment. I jumped when I saw the Real Ghostbusters stuff, but I'll leave you with this, and we'll start.
I, Vigo, the scourge of Carpathia.
No, you told me this. The scourge.
The sorrow of Moldavia.
Sorrows. I've heard all of this. Yes.
Command you.
Command
Me, Lord.
We're ready.
God,
10-9. All right, let's do this.
We got to do another.
Wow me. All right, Jordan and Albert and Aphonic, wow me. I'm ready.
All right, boys.
Hello.
I'm here.
Time for
I'm
DLC
prepared.
3. Well, the previous
Impress
one, at
me.
least. DLC 3 won't be coming for a little bit, but it will be coming soon. Jordan, I saw you mute. What the heck was that? Do you have to do one of those crazy coughs again?
Clearing my throat again because for some reason, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I was trying to prevent you from having to listen to that or the chat if they were listening.
You guys missed it. He made the most horrendous sound I've ever heard right before. It was pretty great. Well,
to make sure my voice is crystal clear as I talk about all these things that we're talking about.
yeah, absolutely.
Channeling Slimer a little bit too. Yeah, good point. Good point.
So let's see. What
Pack
do
up
we
some
have?
phlegm.
What do we have first up? Let's go with what you guys have probably expected.
Well. Wait a second.
What?
He's
I was
getting
just
ready.
gonna say,
Am I in the right build? He's like trying to.
No, I thought you were going into something else. I'm so sorry, Albert.
What?
Take it over.
All right. Well, first up, we're gonna do some Twitch drop reveals. So for the next skin line,
Oh,
here
nice.
we go.
Ooh.
Look at this. This is
What do we got?
Oh,
gorgeous.
nice! I love that.
Shout out to
Ooh.
is it Cole who makes these assets? I think Cole and maybe Matt puts these together. God, these are so pretty. Where did
There's a few people that have been working on these.
Yeah, so they lots of people have been working on these. But shout out to actually, you know what? I think it's Kira who paints them, and then someone else like puts that kind of like graphic together. But yeah, we're going full blue for the new Necro skins. Here we go.
That looks
Show off
great.
their
That looks
little
fantastic.
individual portraits.
That looks incredible. I like.
Lots of Drake
So there also
with
there's
them
some
all
variation
fury.
on like the skin texturing
Little
detail.
infernal taste for ya. And finally, last but not least,
So,
is the Wraith.
oh wow.
Nice.
See, because Wraith actually has some like swirl details and
Yeah, he
stuff
has
going
those little
on.
those
and,
little
like,
cracks in his body. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they all have like different, but like that's what I'm talking about. Is
And,
those
like,
crack designs are not all like the same like they were on the Necroplast
Are you
skins,
streaming at that quality?
right?
Albert?
Am I streaming at 1440p? I guess so. Oh, you know what? It was a different. I was recording in 1440, so I guess I didn't switch a setting, and now I'm streaming in 1440. But I think it should be fun. I'm not dropping any frames. The bitrate
Yeah, no,
really
it was just
consistent,
I just
so.
had it. Yeah, no, I had mine on, so my internet was choking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, why can't I watch the stream at like normal quality?
Listen, quality for the busters, for the people, for the fans.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially when it comes to showing these off, you need that.
I think that's as high as I can make their voices on our stream because they're maxed out on that.
All the little
Full resolution.
cracks and emissive material bits that are flying off of these rather complex models. So it's fun to see. Especially getting a little bit of a color variation in there is always gonna add a little bit to it.
All right,
Yeah,
that's maxed out.
Definitely excited for these. So I think a lot of people know how the Twitch drops deal works, but do you have any other info for?
Yeah,
how
that
this
looks
is gonna
great.
go
I mean,
down?
that's gonna be on all the ghosts. Is that gonna be
keep an
on
eye
all the ghosts or just
Discord and
Wraith?
socials for
I
the
think
whole
that's
instructions
just-
on how to participate. I can go over
just
them real quickly
the-
right now, but we're
That's
starting
just
these
that's
Twitch
the
drops
new
up on
like
August
set
1st
of
at
Twitch drop
noon
skins.
Pacific
Okay.
time PST. And running, it's going to be running through August 15th until 11:59, so pretty much August 16th.
Oh, we have to wait another
So,
2 weeks. That's
yeah,
brutal.
Watch any participating channel streaming. Make sure your accounts are linked, all that good stuff. For those of you guys who are already well versed in it, it's going to be 2 hours per skin for the Twitch drops, and then yeah, you'll be able to read the much more detailed instructions online once those. I think the news pages should be up soon, so we'll go ahead and blast those out very soon.
It just sucks that like you
not,
have
if Joe
to
hasn't
you have to
already
choose an
blasted them
account for something like me. I play on Xbox and PC. I have to choose which account I want the skin on. I don't
And,
get it on both.
Shall we
Yeah.
hop straight into some neat new cosmetics? You want to hop in game real quick?
Oh, you
Ooh, new cosmetics, here we go.
This is exciting because I always love these patch previews because we get to kind of go over. You know, we've done a couple of them so far because we've had the DLC 1 and DLC 2 updates. Now it's time, of course, to move on to DLC 3 and show you guys the content that we have coming.
All right, here we go.
Of course, everyone knows that we do a ghost and a map. We are not going to be showing those today, but do keep an eye out because
Ah!
information and details are going to be coming out.
No
about
ghost,
that
no
very
map
soon.
today, but they've
We
confirmed.
do
I
have a
mean,
bunch of other stuff to go over, stuff that's going to be.
it's okay. I'll take the
pretty
balance
cool for
patch
people
notes
who
at the
play
toward the
game
end of
and
this.
Want to know about all the different things that we're doing. So, Albert,
Sorry,
if you want to
this
flip
isn't
on,
your
we
lucky
can kind of
Let's
start
do
at
it.
the top of our list.
3, 2,
Something
1.
that I think a lot of people are ready for.
Hey, Hawaiian
Model
shirt.
first, Jordan.
Hey!
Give us a little spin.
Those are new
Yeah,
shots, too.
you're right. Answer the call stuff. Yep.
Hey,
ATC.
Everyone called it.
Reminiscent of the
Fancy.
Call of Duty
Everyone
days.
called it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But you got the gear shells are coming in for the 2016 Answer the Call movie. Let's see that beautiful.
That looks
I mean,
great.
Dude, the
It does look
cyclotron
good.
thing looks
I love
so.
the cyclotron.
It's
This
so
thing is
cool. It's so
That looks
vibrant
so
on this, and
good.
I like the little nuclear
Oh,
hazard
man.
thing. The trap is looking.
Oh, I wish
nice
they had
and
gotten the
thick
nuclear
on your,
love pack, but
on your waistband too.
New shoes, there's
got
new
them on
eye makeup.
an
Looks like
effect as
there's
well,
like
so you can
Rambo
see my
makeup.
POV.
The black
This is
chalk.
by far the coolest one. I'll go ahead and show it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
the
PKE
PKE
looked really
perspective.
cool. Yeah, I didn't remember the
Uh,
PKE liking that
By
that
the way, I
design.
guess,
It
2
spins
o'clock is prime
fast.
And the
gambling hours,
trap.
So sorry if you guys can hear that in the background. I just wanted to
Can't.
acknowledge that.
I can't hear anything.
I love it.
I hear the drone on the trap. I mean, not on the trap, on the ghost, but I don't hear a lawnmower.
Okay, good. Well, here's the PKE meter. This thing is a beast. Like, you can see it just spins up the
That looks
closer you
great.
get to the
holy
ghost.
crap.
And boy, is that. This is probably like.
Oh, that
I'm
looks
going to
amazing.
probably only play with this PKE meter from now on.
Yeah, they're awesome. Particle thrower. Get the
These just
trap.
look super clean. Yep.
Trap's super cool. Like it's definitely. A
Oh
good
god, it looks so
addition. Of course,
narrow.
all
It
these
looks so
collectibles
narrower than the
are,
regular trap.
all unlockable through research contracts.
Oh
like
man,
all the other
it's a
gear
bar.
sales, but
Didn't even
It
mean
is a-
Huh.
Nice job. But yeah, so that's.
I wonder how that's
the
going to
gear
affect
shell.
the way
So
that it
actually goes along
Right.
with
its performance
the
in
other
game.
things.
Probably.
We have a new injection of cosmetics. Along with the gear shells, we also included a bunch of the 2016 hairs.
Yep,
If
yep,
you
yep.
go- if you wanna
Oh, they
search
put all
for
the your people right. It's all the
customization,
answer the
over
car
there.
Oh,
call
and
stuff.
the
Team stuff
ATC
versus-
cosmetics.
Yeah.
Sick.
Different
Yeah.
colors first. Oh, I got a hat on. Hold on, let me take out this hat. This is a new hat too. I've also got a new fresh hoodie. Oh
The
god, I'm
Holtz?
spoiling everything.
Wow.
All right, so we got let's see. The
Down at the bottom.
Holtz-headed patty braids. Did you name this one, Jordan? Aaron over your head.
No, it's James that named these.
Oh, they added hoodies
Well,
too.
The
Looks like they
hairs,
added
those are
hoodies.
always those are
Yeah, yeah.
available for everyone, just like kind of these previous updates. But then a lot of the other cosmetics, which include the glasses that you can see that Albert's wearing here. Some of the other iconic pieces. There's the gloves, the boots, the full 2016 outfit. Go to the
They added
jumpsuit.
Holtzman's glasses.
All right,
Nice. And the goggles.
Oh, that's
full,
yeah, that's awesome.
Bottom.
full outfit.
Oh, nice. They did the lab
Right here.
coats. Oh, they that one too. Nice. Looks like they,
Ace.
There it is.
Ace.
They got a lab
added
coat now.
ATC flight suits
So
and
Yeah.
the lab
as
coat.
A
Yep.
lot of people were noticing. So all the remaining of the answer the call cosmetics are all in a contract. So you play the contract, you can unlock that, and then additionally we also added in the name tags for the answer the call characters, as well as kind of backwards added the name tags for the extreme team as well. So those are hooked up to the contract as well. So if you have that contract done, then those should populate. But you can see that you just missed up. They're in that stack somewhere. We have a lot of-
They're all over the place here.
yeah. There's names, and then
There we
someone
go.
else spotted. We have the Hawaiian.
Answer
shirt,
the
we're
overalls.
wearing pullover hoodie, zip up hoodie. We got different shorts.
I'm trying to see if I can look at the patches. If they have any new
Got,
patches on the wall.
A few new suit tints that
Oh,
are pretty
yeah.
wild.
New
Some
tints,
of
new
those
suit tints. That's good. I
really
like the
fun to
Hawaiian
play
shirt,
with.
and you want to go on vacation. But
Yeah,
oh,
these
that I want that ghost
Hawaiian
shirt.
shirts are it's definitely some of my
That
favorite. I think my
print is
favorite
I
so
want
cool.
that. I want that
currently.
shirt.
Yeah, for sure. They're all pretty.
These
great.
swag, you'll
So we
get
got
Afterlife
that,
stuff probably
those
next.
Should be mostly in. Those are just all level unlocks. Go to show the outfit
Nice.
tints.
Yes,
Oh,
full
nice.
outfit tints. These are really nice.
Full
Uh,
outfit
actually, wait.
tints?
No, what are you doing? No, take off the full outfit.
Yeah.
go back to the
No, we go
original.
back to. We can go back to. All right, listen, man.
Anywhere, then go to the right where the suit.
I
tab
got it,
is.
I got
There
it.
you go.
Took me a second.
Oh,
to get there,
nice.
but yes,
Oh,
we've got a
hey,
bunch
new
more
patterns.
Suit tints.
There's some new, yeah. The bottom one, the spores and molds one, is obviously my favorite. So.
Oh God. Yes,
They
it's a
also put
onesie.
pajamas.
Little bit. But you can bust ghosts in style. So yeah, a bunch of cool stuff. It's just kind of across the board. We won't go through too much of everything because it would just sit here for a long time.
Yeah, there's plenty of cosmetics for you guys to find in this new update. One of the things that I think people already found was the lab coat full outfit. And
Yeah,
that's
so-
what we have planned for tenure, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
nice.
Tenure level 4 is getting unlocked now, so that is something that everyone can now pursue. That's made it to that level, and the lab coat is in there. But then especially, there's also a special tenure upgrade if you go to the face section.
Yes, sir.
So tenure 4 also unlocks the ability
Huh?
To
eyes.
oh, they're doing eye shapes. That's
Yeah,
fun.
on
An
the
eye color.
bottom
Oh,
right.
nice.
On the bottom right, it is.
Whoa.
Am I missing this?
Great.
There, nope, you just scrubbed over it. Go over the colors.
The colors.
Scrub over the colors.
I'm scrubbing over.
Bottom.
Okay, it's these. All right.
Oh,
my
like the glow
goodness.
ones. That's cool.
So
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
you're possessed. Yeah, the
I thought there was
possessed.
a whole another
There's
menu.
possessor
I was
glow.
misled, Okay.
No,
That's cool.
I figured you would see the glowing eyes.
So you control your
So
friends.
we have
Right.
we have the possessed eyes that you can unlock with this level of tenure, and then additionally with the actual glowing retinas, or not retinas, pupils, whatever those things, eye things are called. There's also the
Them
if you
eyeball
go
things.
back out of this one now, and then go down to the scars/blemishes category, which is new. We
Yeah,
have
we've
a whole
got a
section.
lot more here.
Or maybe it's under makeup.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
nice.
was gonna
Yeah,
say
this
the
is a new
scars
part.
blemishes are
So
new.
the scars and blemishes is a completely new thing to add. And then if you back out to the makeup, we can find the actual other the secondary component of the possession is the dark under circles that go with that. Which are like,
actually, I think that's under scars. So if we go,
Yeah,
Is it under scars?
yeah,
it's,
they
it's right
scanned
here.
it was over
Dark
scars.
circles, and then you can really
there it
make
is. Okay,
those
yeah,
eyes
so there's
shine.
There's the full-on possession look.
That's
you can
cool.
put in here.
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah, so that's always fun. Another thing, since we're in customization,
Oh, that looks so cool.
there is the option. My camera is covering it right now. If you want to remove me, but
Yeah,
there's the
gotcha.
option to toggle accessories off when you're in the face menu, so you.
Oh,
can-
nice.
You don't have to always unequip things to see what you're doing.
Yeah, this was really
so as
nifty,
you-
especially for just now.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
UI improvements are
so
always a good thing.
You're able to toggle off, and it should affect everything on your head, so that you just a little quality of life thing. But yeah, between that we have the.
Pardon me
I
one
think if
second
there's
while I
anything
deal
else
with
in
my
this
Roomba,
section
Greg.
here. But that's gonna be a big part of the cosmetic.
I forgot it was running
updates.
today.
Lots of new things to find. They're kind of spread throughout with all the different unlock methods. But let me think.
You like my shoes, Jordan? Let me switch
I
back
can't see your
so the chat
shoes.
can
Oh,
see them.
Yeah, the Crocs. They have Crocs.
You got some nice slides on, man.
What about the Twinkie?
They
What about the
breathe
Twinkie?
really well.
Even with socks.
Even with socks.
Goodness. Okay. Let me just look back over everything, make sure I'm not missing any of the.
I'm really
main
hoping that they go back to the
introduction
wall and we
stuff.
can like see some stuff before
Some
they announce
boots
it.
that You can equip too.
Yeah, we've got plenty of footwear stuff though that y'all can
Some new
find
boots.
when we get in there.
Yeah, new Crocs and new tennis shoes.
I noticed
Yeah, that's,
the Crocs. Ooh, ATC boots.
That's the majority of the major cosmetic fixes. So
I like the
before we go
ATC
on, so
boots.
yeah, a big part of this update, kind of like I think everyone probably sees the kind of like pattern that we've been working with having what we do each of these updates. But additionally, there's been a bunch of updates to this update in particular. We focused a lot on like quality of life stuff.
That's good. We want
and
quality of
there's
life
been a
stuff.
lot
It's okay,
of fixes
Saints.
that were on the top
Swedish.
of the list for any of the community feedback. We've
Excellent.
Been getting. So this has been kind of this next section. I can go over a lot of the stuff that.
Here we
we've been
go. This is
working
what I'm
on
talking about.
for this update. Moving into what more in the future is going to look like. So let's see. First up, there's been a lot of strides in bot improvements. Obviously, something we are continually working at. We want to make sure that every single time that we're
Yeah, so
updating,
bots are
we're
just
trying to,
face checking
like,
rifts and just
something
staring
that's
at it or
an
throwing out their
easier
trap and never
experience.
opening
I
it.
can say for
to
sure,
make sure-
playing with AI fills during our playtest, they feel a lot better to play with. They feel
yeah. There's a lot of
Oh,
like,
good.
It's a pretty complex series of things you need to get these bots to go through in order for them to feel like they're
Mhm.
actually helping and doing something with such a kind of a unique thing that we have going. With
I would
how your
imagine that's one of the
fetching
most
goes and
complex set of scripts that they
finding
have to
rifts,
do is the
destroying, like,
bot,
there's just a lot of
Yeah.
the bot stuff.
It's a constant improvement game of making sure that we're helping out any players that are playing with bots or making sure that they're more valuable when they are backfilling during matchmaking sessions. And that includes like how they're searching, how they're trapping, how they're throwing traps for you, trying to decide a lot of those scenarios, and the more hopefully
Yeah,
over
sorry,
time,
Squires.
the more
They're maxed
better
out. It's
those
their
will
stream.
get.
I'm maxed out. My system. I'm maxed out on Firefox, and I'm
definitely
maxed
one
out
of
on
those
the
things
live
that
stream. I
AI
can't
is
make it
gonna
any
get better over time,
hotter.
too.
They have music that's playing that's
I think
making it
that-
hard.
and-
That's
and
not
some
me.
of the stuff is the game has adjusted, and we've worked on different things that kind of make other things not work well when a bot's going through it, just with balance and how all that reacts. So we kind of got to make adjustments based on how the game evolves. So that's always a fun process. There's been several bugs fixed. There's some specific edge cases that were causing some input locking and issues that revolved around the RTV trap
Yes,
upgrade.
the RTV. Yeah.
And sabotage. There was just a lot of little edge cases that we've been working to trap down and try and eliminate as much of that as we can find. in the
Remember day
queue.
one of the
So,
DLC and I
Should be
got
much
hit with that?
smoother, cleaner
Yeah.
gameplay for sure.
yeah, and that's hopefully avoiding any instances. Our focus obviously trying to find the issues where things get completely blocked and you're, so like those are big fixes that hopefully shouldn't be happening anymore. And then a big one that I had tracked down, it took me a while to find out what was going on. The beam magnetism.
I'm the only
for
one who's lobbying for the
bot
goggles
ghosts
here.
when they're possessing stuff wasn't working correctly, so it was really difficult when a bot ghost would possess an object. It worked for players still; they could get inside objects, and your beam would still lock onto them. And then, but for bots, for some reason, when they would get in there, it wouldn't lock on, and it was just
funky stuff.
Pretty difficult curve to, especially when they're jumping into smaller objects. So that's been fixed. There's been just a plethora of optimizations across the board in regard to performance, and a lot of little things have been fixed and cleaned up, and trying to make sure that we're keeping everything nice and efficient across the game. With UI, with gameplay, like there's just a lot that's been going into that. There's, along with that, numerous audio updates and improvements, like trying to look into and make sure that everything's playing correctly, as well as playing at the right times, so that you're getting the feedback you need at very important times in the game. A big one for, and these are in no particular order, by the way. I'm just kind of like, I got a list down. It's been pretty busy, so we're obviously releasing a full patch notes when the update comes. That will get a lot more of this, more detailed, so that way it helps, you guys can dig into it a little bit more. Big one that has been a request and something that we needed for the ghost side is you now have a ghost respawn effect. So every time you pop out of a rift, you're invincible for a few seconds. So that you can get
spawn
away
armor.
and
Okay.
avoid those insta captures that happen around the rift contention points.
Yeah, it gives you a little buffer time, so it's not a. If you like to do the triple rift reveal strategy like me, you're not completely screwed every time.
Well, whose fault is that?
Listen, it's fun, okay? Everyone
I know
gets
it's fun,
it's a
but you're
party.
risking yourself.
It's a party.
You know,
Everyone's
Gather
invited.
all the rifts and all the homies in one room, and then you battle it out.
But we kind of not a huge one, but reduce the cooldown for the mine minion or trap minion placement, just for that ability, just
there
to
you go.
kind of allow for not a ton of extra freedom in there, but just a little bit more that kind of gives you a bit more power as far as, compared to what the swarm minions provide in some of those scenarios. So it can be a little bit more effective and used in something more substantial.
Okay.
So drudges. So this was one
Here we
of
go.
the biggest piece of things that we've been trying to track down, and it just recently got, like, it's been evading us for a while, but yeah, we found out what was causing them not to passively haunt rooms correctly, and we got that fixed, and I did a balance pass to try and re-hit how they were doing that, to counteract the issues of making the balance adjustments for the overall haunting and room haunt stuff, to make sure that it's actually lining up with it. This additionally, I reduced slightly the amount of time it takes from the spawn out of rifts.
Ooh.
Really wanted to create a dynamic that made it a lot riskier for a solo buster to reveal and take on a rift, to really incentivize the other busters to team up when it comes to taking those down.
Right.
And then additionally, it makes it so that the ghost has a more viable option to reveal a rift. Like, revealing a rift is really risky.
Yeah.
We want to make sure you get a few drudges out
I don't
of that.
think they even intend for us to be splitting up into like two teams of two, like,
No.
like
if
league
you are
teams
making
do.
that risk and revealing it.
Yes,
So that's it. That's going to be
Rift
it's going to be a pretty
revealers
big
unite.
shift. Yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah,
it's
the
gonna
drudges
have-
were a minor
it's
inconvenience
gonna
at
have a
best.
bigger impact on
Now they'll have a
allowing
bigger
you as the
impact.
Ghost to push more pressure onto the busters and let them focus more on taking down the drudges, giving them a little bit more of a more powerful feeling, like we originally intended, but didn't get quite the desired results out of them not being able to haunt the rooms properly.
So yeah, make
So
sure
that's
to
gonna
give
be
us plenty of feedback on that.
It's been kind of a back and forth on trying to, like, get the values tuned, so I'm ready to make some more adjustments.
Lagum is popping up
since
like
this is kind of a
Elon
bigger
Musk
shift.
just
But
to say interesting in chat.
honestly, like, the ghost should feel more powerful sometimes. Like, there's just
Yeah.
when you're doing the right things, like we want to get the busters feeling a little bit more stressed out, because the ghost is always the one that's stressed out.
Yeah,
And
this
it's
is true.
obviously
This
something
is very
we're kind
true.
of
There's
fighting
very
with
little
without
pressure on the busters.
attempting to do too much that would just push it over the edge and make it so that, you know, the ghost is now super. So it's obviously a very fine tuning thing as we're nudging it back the other way, and I feel like the Drudge updates that we have here are gonna put it in that direction.
Yeah, so you definitely can't leave them alone as you could before, and now with a little bit of teamwork, they should be popping quicker too. Yeah.
Yeah, so if just something.
Yes,
so that
they
busters
stack
can
now. Finally, they
take them down a little bit quicker. Multiple people tethered.
So
to
if you're
it,
tethering a bus,
really
a drudge
faster.
now, it'll do it
So
faster
like,
for
you know,
more
it's like,
tethers
we
are on
gotta
it.
Clear some drudges. You work together.
Fuck
you
yeah,
get
because
through
before it didn't matter. That's why you just
Now,
soloed
we
him.
won't be showing
Yeah.
it today,
Yeah.
but watch out for the little
That's why
homies
if,
and take a
if I
closer
started
look
to
at them
tether
once
a
the
drudge
patch
and
comes
somebody
out,
else
because
got
we've got
it
a
and it was
couple of
reinforcing
new
tether, I'd
drudge
just let it go,
variants,
'cause it didn't
and
matter.
I think you guys are gonna like the way they look. We won't be showing them on the stream today.
Ooh, they got
but
variants
I
of
think
drudges, so
you
they
guys will
randomly
love,
spawn and look different. That's kind of fun. I bet you
some of
they're
the
based on the
Buffalo
class you
boys.
are. That's what it is.
That would be rad.
So that's the drudge part.
That's great. That's huge for the ghost. That's so much more utility for them.
A big part of this update too, we've done an initial pass on tuning a lot of the contracts, because, you know, there's like I was kind of mentioning before, it's kind of similar to the bots. Is like the game has evolved so much, and there's some that don't make as much sense, or some that we've identified as too grindy. Like we've heard the communities out, you know,
The
calling out
professionals
for
one
them,
everyone
so it's very
hates.
important
Everyone
that we
hates
get
that contract.
into a better place. And there's been a big pass across the board of trying to adjust and bring down some of those values that make a little bit more sense. And eventually, hopefully with the next one, we spend a little more time kind of reevaluating from where we are now with this, and kind of focus in on, you know, making some fuller updates and swapping statistics and things that really need to be done. But this should make things a lot easier and reduce some of the grindiness that existed around some of those contract
Yeah, because if you have to do contracts in a private match,
yeah, for sure.
three
for some of this
times,
stuff, if
that's
you
brutal.
Want to try and hop into the game? We'll just get rid.
Well,
rid
you
of-
can, yeah, if you want to show off while I'm talking, go and look at the side hustle menu.
Okay, yeah,
really
I
quick.
gotcha.
You know, I'm a voter.
Yes, he is a voter. This is
Oh
true.
my
He
God,
is
yeah, the UI for
absolutely.
this is so pretty. I
Yeah.
totally forgot. Every time I hop it back into the live game, like, it's like.
Oh man, they got new
There's been-
UI.
I mean,
Okay, that's good. New
short
AI is
game a
good.
little bit, unless I'm super far behind and not
No,
seeing
I
it.
am just finding the
It
correct
might- it might
transition. There we
help.
go. so I can
Ooh.
see
Yeah, there
all
we
the
go.
comments.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Hello, gorgeous.
I like it. Looks good.
Is it up now? Okay.
That is
So yeah,
pretty.
basically what we've done, trying to restructure the feedback and visibility on like how contracts are being presented to the players, so that you know a little bit more
Answering the
about each
call.
one, as well as
Mhm.
have a high level view of like, oh, these are my completion levels of each of these, and then the different tiers. Like there's just a lot more feedback and presentation elements that get it to a point where it's like this is something I can keep track of and kind of connect to a little bit more. So it's definitely been a work in progress across the board as we kind of really identify these, you know, and we obviously were focusing on the bigger stuff early on, but now it's time to start focusing on all the elements that, that make the in-between matches more engaging for players, so they actually, you know, see things and understand them a lot better. It's going to be yes, the solo Rift one has been changed. that was one of them that we were adjusting.
Yeah, for sure.
That looks
But
gorgeous.
Otherwise, yeah, that's this update went on to the research contracts menu as well.
Yeah, let's go with contracts.
Along with another portion of that is that we split out.
Oh, nice. That looks great. The little banner with like the logo of the. That's right. Looks much nicer than having to read. Nice having a visual cue for that.
Actually messing with, so you can see, you know, at the top there's
Come
all the
on,
meter
new
contracts, and there's all the particle
gear.
forms.
I
Just
didn't
so
see.
it's
I didn't see any new
organized
gear,
way
Chris.
manageable and yeah,
Not seeing
easier
anything.
easier to look at.
Not-
Just the
not
shells.
there.
Far, so
Shells.
it's
Come
just
on,
a
keep
lot. It's a
scrolling.
lot
Keep
of
scrolling
work
down.
to-
Keep scrolling down,
to-
Albert. I
to
want to
kinda
see
what
I
you're
want to see if there's any new
unlocking,
gear
different
unlocks.
things
Keep
that
going
make it
down.
Show me. Show it.
Keep going down.
So additionally, I'm trying to think.
Give
let's
me
see
the rest of the
that.
list.
So a big change. There's a small one. This is one just to keep in mind or keep an ear out for later once this update goes through. Is we did have the opportunity. Part of the audio updates, and I should have included this earlier, was we added the clutter audio to get a. So whenever you're in one of those locations that has a bunch of crap just kind of like around, like shoot everything, you'll be able to listen to it. It's pretty.
Oh, nice.
It's
Some music
pretty
cues.
awesome of an update. So.
Yeah, play around with the audio, your audio levels for sure, and I'll just read out your note, but look out for the lodge kitchen in particular. No, I think you'll be able to hear it in a lot of places, but that's a good spot for you to test it out if you want to hear it for yourself. This kind of cluttered audio.
Now we have to turn the music back on.
Gameplay update. This is one that's bothered me for such a long time. I'm so glad we got to it. Was you can now PKE blast when you're sabotaged. So now.
Oh, nice. That's a big deal.
Unsabotage.
Yeah.
You have to be equipped to the particle thrower to do that, and you'll be able to jump back so you can have your PKE meter out.
I always hated that because it was locked. I was like, but I want to stun. At least I can still stun.
To actually do the sabotage repair. Big thing that I've been wanting to deal with for a long time, so I'm super glad.
That's huge. That's a big deal for us.
I feel like you can definitely still participate and contribute to your team, even if you.
Chris is not like
sabotage and just owned by the ghost.
No, I'm up. That's.
Oh, thank you. You like it? I thought you said no, thank you.
That's definitely a big one.
Ooh, thank you. That's a great little quality of life. Yeah.
Stuff. So let's see, covering more of the UI UX updates that we implemented. If you go Albert and access the gear menu.
Yep, going. I realized I could.
I doubt that the overhaul destruction rate is going to get increased because games are about 6-7 minutes, so that's a good sweet spot. I don't think you want them any shorter than that.
So the gear button slots.
Ooh. All right, they color code the gear stuff. All right, let's see if they have anything new.
Oh.
Okay, so you can see on the bottom of each of the gear, we're actually giving some high-level indication. Go back to the main buttons. We're giving a high-level indication of slots that you have equipped. You can see the empty slots on the bottom.
Nothing new there. Nothing new.
We tile a few.
Doesn't look anything new in the particle thrower.
Around what each of the pieces.
Nothing new on the proton pack.
Better idea of kind of where they land in the pecking order. That's also true on
nothing new on the particle thrower.
On the cosmetics, we have some things that pop up so that you're getting a little bit more info to parse when you're going into these customizations. Kind of a small thing, but just kind of helps you have a better idea of what you have equipped at any given time without having to just read the text. You can get a better idea that you obviously have something more special in those.
Makes everything a little more colorful and more fun to look at as well, you know?
Yep. So it's a little simple one. We updated some of the quick access menu to include new item indicators. Updated some of the ghost portraits on the customization screen, which we're not going to show. We got links. Okay, research contracts by gear. Oh, another cool one. So if you go and start a match,
this one is dope.
Added your team preference indicator.
So if you look at the little name cards in the bottom left.
Oh, interesting. It shows the preference. That's kind of cool. That's cool.
Have selected as you're going into ready.
Now we can call each other out.
If your friends are trolling you or not for playing the ghost when you wanted to play the ghost, and you asked them nicely.
And then if you are hoping to play the ghost and you don't want to run over to the ghost realm, you can always hit tab to view a new feature, that little mini quality of life thing we have that allows you to see which ghosts you currently have selected.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is a really nice one. Sometimes you just forget what you have on, and
why don't you go ahead and open the ghost selector real fast for me, Albert? I just want to look at something real fast.
Yeah, right. You open the secondary gadget menu for me?
Yeah, real fast, just real fast.
I suppose,
quick.
if you want to jump in and get into a match really quick, we can show off a couple of the in-game HUD updates or UX UI stuff.
So I saw nothing new on the particle thrower and nothing new on the proton pack, unfortunately, for core gear.
And you're kind of in a spot where the lights hit you from behind, so your face is just green.
Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot for the stream.
Yeah.
So they can see it afterwards. Am I still in the right lighting?
Yeah, that was good. I got a screenshot.
Okay.
It's a lot of small stuff, but it's like stuff that was probably necessary and makes for a better experience.
Yeah, there's been a lot of visual updates, and just playing in the playtest, everything just kind of feels and looks cleaner.
And that's like I'm calling out a lot of the big things I know that I've either seen people talk about before, or like we have been obviously fixing and cleaning and polishing and hardening.
And Grizz, they're not going to show the maps,
board in
dude.
a lot
They're
of
not going to
different
show
ways,
those
so
maps.
There
So-
should just be a lot more instances of just feeling of solidification.
But I'm for Chris.
and,
New York
like,
New York subway would
interactions.
be
There was-
definitely one that I want.
worked with Craig, our UI engineer, on
With hazards.
solidifying the way that interaction feedback is happening for the ghost. So when you're actually interacting with different objects, it's a little bit easier to kind of understand what you're doing at any given time. And that's kind of just an example of like, you know, the things we've been doing. to
Right,
try to
IP? The dredges are finally going to
the
be
playability
useful
experience
and not
on
a
all
meaningless
sides.
distraction. They were
Yeah,
fun
so I'm
as the Ghostbuster.
not switching over
And
the gameplay.
there's going to be
quite
some
yet. I wanna make
visual
sure we
variation to it.
Have everything in place for you guys to see. And I chose log specifically so you can show off your
They're being
your clutter
sneaky.
audio.
Yeah, it's important. It's
It
an
is.
important
It is
one,
important.
I
You-
think
you
they're
really
not
did
allowed
want
to
talk
show
about
stuff
that.
without Ghost Core
There we
approval,
go,
which is
switch over.
frustrating. Like, they can't even show you what it is, like, because Ghost Core's like, we need to finalize, give the okay. All right, here we go. Okay.
And,
Don't
you
want
can
to
see
see
the
anything different so far.
What was attacking me?
Well, you can pause. Well, you can do the command thing.
What is that again?
Oh, there's like a bar above the destruction thing
there's
now.
The item health bars.
Yeah.
Is that me
Persistent.
entering a command
Yeah.
that just did that?
Well,
Probably.
definitely frozen. Here. I'll switch back to this. Well, my music is still playing.
Yeah, I probably did something when I entered a command. Whoops.
Would you want
That
to
was my bad.
do this on the other build?
I mean, this should. I just won't enter commands anymore unless you figured something else caused that.
Oh, my soundboard
yes.
broke.
Alright,
That
I'll just hop
sucks.
back.
Oh.
It's okay.
Womp,
There you go.
womp.
Bear with us.
That was gonna be like, command me, Lord. Come on. Let's see if it restarts if that works.
Yeah, the map and ghost stuff.
IP,
yeah,
they
you're
just
not
they
showing
they want to
today.
make sure that
It's
like you
going to
can't
be
see stuff that they don't want you to
Just a
see,
little
and I'm
shown
almost
soon,
I'm
but yeah, more
99.9% sure
information's
it's because
gonna be
like
coming out,
Ghost
so
Core
just
has
keep an
to give the thumbs up before they show anything to anybody publicly, which is why it's just why we're not getting the map today and why we're not getting the new Ghost today.
Alrighty.
trying to
Even let's be
extract
real,
that
like
from
I think
some
the
of
entire Discord. I won't spoil it on the stream, but like the entire Discord knows what it is at this
Get
point
it
because
all
it's
up
been
and
data
going.
mined.
The loadout stuff is not this. There was a lot more to that, so it's coming. It just hasn't not for this patch.
Okay, so custom loadouts are coming. That was a big one. Just not
Send an invite.
this one, which means the other one is
Sorry,
6 months
I wasn't
away,
paying attention.
which is brutal. That's pretty brutal.
I can't believe you would do such a thing.
Oh yeah, another thing.
Like, I'm
we
not gonna
added,
buy it again
I
on
forgot about
Steam
this one, too.
anyways.
If you can see that we added some
Or
social
Switch.
links to the pause, the main menu and the pause screen to
Oh yeah, this one's pretty nifty.
help open up the communities to more people, so that people that play the game that aren't necessarily online all the time would be able to understand there's other places you can connect with fellow busters.
Yeah. So our Discord, Twitter, Facebook, and you know,
Oh.
Amber does a great job of dropping the links in the chat during the live stream. But if you guys wanted to check out our communities while you know you're not in the live stream, there it is, nice and easy. All right, let's hop back into Lodge.
I got it working again. That was I
Let's see,
hate
I'm
when it
trying to
does that.
See if there's anything.
Yay.
in
Ghost
topics
Corpse
right
be like.
kind
Don't
of show
talk to
each of
me,
those. Oh,
talk
one
to
thing
my
would probably
attorney.
so like visuals on the level up. I don't know if you'll see it during this. Like, just keep an eye out for it. But level up and contract complete. We did some flashier updates to try and visually. separate
I
those so you
agree.
understand when
IP
you're
the
doing
loadout
things,
stuff
you're
is
getting
great, but like
different things are.
it's
happening.
taken
They're
over
not
3
very
months to
similar
get this
for
patch. I don't want to wait
sure
another
you're
3 months to get
getting the
loadouts.
idea
You know what I'm
of,
saying? Like
Yeah.
they
contract
really need to
that
get
time,
better.
we
At least
updated this time.
communicating that, like, you know, when it'll happen and give us a window. It doesn't have to be like precise. It could be like next month. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be a day.
Let me put that
like not having any information. Like it's every single time this happens with their last two DLCs. The second everyone, including myself, get a little bit tired of what's happening in the game, then they do the thing. Like right as I'm getting to that point where I think I should get and play something else until they get a patch, then they do a dev stream.
God, Elon, come on.
Yeah.
Man.
Is Elon Musk in the spring? Is he in the? Is he in this?
That in? That's gonna be some work for them.
Oh yeah, because he changed the logo of Twitter, and they can't have it on the thing. And that's funny. That's funny. I mean, they need to do that. I mean, they really need to just get a little bit better. And I think I said, I think it's just Ghost Corps is the issue there. Just they can't say anything without Ghost Corps thumbs up. And I think that means that the fourth DLC will probably be tied into the movie.
Show the people
the new movie.
Some of these nifty.
You think so?
I think.
You don't think they're gonna go
One
after
of the first
life?
things that's immediately noticeable, I think, is the new health bars. Let me turn my sound back up.
Is that where you want our
Yeah.
cameras?
Wow. That is very
so
noticeable.
They can see everything on the sides too, right?
They like increase like how many pixels are in the health bar. It makes it much more clear.
Let me find something that's.
Because it does vanish in chunks like sometimes.
Yeah, health bar update.
That
looks real
it's
nice.
honestly
It's,
that's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, that is
current
nice.
Health bars for something that's just used everywhere. It was something that was just visually getting lost very easily amongst all the different types of backgrounds and stuff. So we wanted to give it an overhaul just so visually it stood out a lot more because it's pertinent information.
Right.
Like it's something that you always want to keep an eye on, regardless if you're a ghost or a buster. So it took the time to get that.
Okay, so like to the
into a
left,
better
like now there's
spot.
color coded like things.
You'll see in the top.
They fooled around with
left,
color a
you
lot.
Get a room haunted. So we did a little bit of an update to the top left room call out for busters, so that as you enter rooms that are different haunt states, it'll visually update. It's not going to give you like a progress or anything, but the actual like icon is going to change the look to kind of get you to understand that where you are is obviously getting haunted. to
Yeah,
some
they had that
extent.
already with the ectoplasm. It's going to be a little more detailed, I guess. Like I know when a room's fully
What's the
haunted.
timer on the rift.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one of the things I can probably show off right now is the what is it called? The visual, the EXP stack. I think is pretty nice. So you guys can see also at the top left. Getting owned by bots right now.
Yes. They threw out an ion pod. and
Yeah,
everything.
they have like a little
At the top
nicer.
left
Looks a little
column,
nicer.
Word sieve, support sieve,
Yeah.
and then I think if I do like
Yeah, to hit
nail
it.
this, yeah, fully support sieve. That'll be nice to see. Here you go. Second.
Yeah, so there's different. So we did some visual styling to help reinforce the different XP event types that you're getting to show you that hey, this is obviously a more powerful. You know, it's obviously worth a lot more just to kind of like reinforce that dynamic as you're doing stuff.
I mean, IP like as excited I am is that they're improving the AI. It doesn't matter. I feel like a real player is so much better than AI. And I don't want like slang remarks in matches being like, get out of here so we can have AI. Like I don't want to be good enough to where like you're yelling at players that don't know how to play that they should get the AI. They do that in League all the time.
Hey, you actually
visual
it's just
feedback.
Additional feedback that you get them on the ground.
Yeah.
God, I hate that.
Ow. What are you doing?
Ghost over there.
The stream looks different.
Did you pick up my trap? What
It's like been toned down.
Did he?
Oh,
It looks like
his trap.
the trap bug is still there.
He picked up his trap.
Or something here.
Oh.
Because those new level up animations are pretty.
Yeah, I feel like the thrower has been toned down ever so slightly.
We gotta
Like, not
show
as
off the
bright.
Indian stuff anyway. So
Oh, that's true. That's true.
that's the last like big update visual. Yep, I'll just fly in. Not that I won't not try and escape, but
Oh, it looks like we're doing a giveaway. Happy DLC preview stream. Celebrating with a little bit of a giveaway. Make sure you whisper Ilphonic on Twitch, our Twitch account, with your preferred region and platform, and we'll get that key right.
Man, I was really hoping they would mess with some of the core ghost types to make it a little more viable.
Oh, I gotcha.
I'm gonna detonate this. Okay, now you can capture me.
Ah, much easier.
Get
Wow.
ready to see the. Oh wait, there's still another one.
They
Still one more. That's okay. It gives the giveaway fervor in chat to.
I don't think they
Give a little
increased the
bit of time to
detonation
cool
time. I
down.
think it's still ghost specific.
No, I think I looked like the
Oh, so let me know when you're
effect,
ready.
the visual effect
Where are you?
was
I'm looking for you.
slightly different there.
More or less
Calm this
janky.
I'm in the
While I wait.
I'm in
I can see you're
Uh,
scared, but everything will be fine.
the Great Lounge.
Yeah,
Great Lounge, alright,
I don't know if I would say it that, like,
I
describe
just
it
love
that way.
seeing that fresh EXP stack.
Well, they're not coming back.
No
See,
new
like, when you see in the
voices.
top
No new
left,
voice
see the
pack.
rooms changing.
Oh, yeah.
Different levels of.
I'd pay money for that.
When it's fully haunted, I believe
Right.
it's red with a bunch of little.
Yeah,
ghosties coming out of it.
Maurice LaMarche in there.
So
Oh.
Busters will have a little bit more
Okay, you
visual
can-
feedback as
yeah.
to how haunted a room gets, which is nice. So this is so you actually, if you just looked, the
I mean,
room updated.
that
now
can
has
be
two little
kinda
ghosties
handy in
coming out
some of
it,
the
and it
maps,
gets
I guess.
Slightly
Oh, I see.
darker
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
bottom.
So
A
you know
room
which
with pretty much
rooms
no
the
haunt
ghosts
is
are
a
gonna
full
come
lobby
back
front
in to
room,
try to
so
finish
nice
off.
White box, and then Great Lounge, as you can see, is quite a bit more haunted.
1 second, I'll have Great Lounge full here.
That's actually very useful information. That's actually really
Probably start
helpful.
Consuming some stuff if I'm gonna make this ultimate useful.
And then Clumsy is starting to eyeball you. Oh, he interrupted immediately. Will
Oh, wow,
Jordan
they're
be able to
actually
get
all
out of this
tethering him
triple
and
tether?
throwing
It is
stuff. Look
AI
at him.
bots, but they have been updated. He releases the minions, but he's in the middle of an ion field. Albert is not helping because he does want to see the fully haunted animation. There it is, 3 ghosties coming out.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, my minions actually did some work right there. Okay, capture me. Get ready for this.
All right, this one is by far one of the coolest.
New victory menu. It's got to be new victory menu. New victory animations.
You think so?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, look, they have a no ghost symbol in the back of the no.
Oh.
Looks good. Shout out to our team, whoever did that.
This has been our UI guy.
Yeah, Ben is blessed. And
See
you
a
guys
little bit
could
more visual.
yeah, you guys could probably imagine the opposite. It's kind of like a red version of that, where it's like the building has been fully haunted, stuff like that. And yeah, I think that is most of the stuff we have to show for you today, and plenty more in the DLC for y'all to find out yourselves, right?
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of little things that we didn't go over today, but those were what I feel are kind of the most visually impactful.
Oh, go
or
over
just
everything. You have 10 minutes.
noticeable
Go over
across
more.
the board, because yeah, there's lots of cool stuff for this DLC update, free DLC update, our third one so far. Really excited for this one, but also super excited for what there is more to come. Because yeah, it's been fun so far, and I can't this will be cool.
Yeah,
That's
no,
all I can say.
I am super excited, and well, let's see. I think we can probably wait for the giveaway to go, and then we're pretty much good to go. Did you want to play at all today? You want to hop on live and play a few games, or you got more work to do?
Yeah, I have a lot of work to do, so this was about as much time as I could
Yeah, for sure. Well,
allocate. But let's see. I'm trying to think if there was. I'm just gonna run around here. Do you have anything else to say, Albert? Or...
Is the battle armor not in the
probably
game yet?
to see
Is like
who
the extreme
wins this
Ghostbuster
giveaway. We
armor
got-
not in the game yet?
We got a ton of people in it.
No, it's
so
in
I'm
game.
actually
Okay.
really curious
So
as to see who gets this dub. What's your favorite
Want the
cosmetic
ghost
from
shirt
this
in real life?
update, Jordan?
Oh man, I'd have to say I really like the shirts. I mean, I like the spores, molds, and fungus outfit tint. The pajamas, like,
Yeah,
it's just too good.
those are super nice. I'm a huge
Too
fan of the
good.
lab coat, but also the gator slides are awesome.
Yeah.
And I know, like personally, I've recently in recent years become more.
no
of a hoodie
update
guy,
on the
so
Switch
I-
port, probably because it's not ready yet.
Both unzipped. I think the full hoodie definitely calls to my name, like that baby blue I had on.
Definitely,
earlier.
yeah. Feels pretty realistic.
Can I see my own glowing eyes? No, I can't. You can no longer enter the giveaway. All right, let's see who the winner is. Do the honors, X Roddy. All right, congratulations. Ping us right here at Ilphonic. Whisper us with your preferred region and platform. We'll get a key right to you after the stream. Jordan, thanks for hanging out. Did you have anything else you thought of before we end the stream?
No, I can't think of anything else. Like I said, like to be on the lookout for all the information on all the upcoming stuff. Like we got the Ghost and Map info releasing soon. Got this update releasing soon. Got
Yep.
the Yeah, I will be curious to see, and I'll obviously be monitoring and playing in live once it does go out. so
Soon's
that we
got to
can
be
try and
next
get
week. If it's
together
longer
and
than next week, that's
feedback
very
for
brutal.
Implementation and
Soon,
either patch
TM.
or future updates.
Right.
So excited.
Yeah, and make sure you link up your accounts on Twitch for all that good stuff of the Necroplast drops. I was gonna raid someone, and then I realized that everyone who streams this game is currently in the streams. Should we raid Shacknews?
Oh no! Don't rate us.
All right, send it.
All right,
well,
they were
thank you
raiding
guys all
us.
for watching. We will see you
We're being raided.
next week for the continuation of the weekly stream. See you guys.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
All right, so
Okay.
what'd you think, Chris? What'd you think of that?
Whoa. So obviously not super duper surprised by the ATC gear shells.
Mhm.
I said it before the stream even started. I'm like, I think that's like those are assets they've had in their back pocket for a second now, and they've just kind of been waiting like to see what the fan demand was and what order to release these things in, and here we are. I really want to get my hands on that ATC Ghost Trap shell
Yeah,
because this is something that we've talked about a bit in private. And I think some people in the League community are starting to get kind of savvy to this now, but the Extreme Ghostbuster Trap Shell is easier to find. It's easier to get the ghost into the trap field on the Extreme Trap Shell.
yeah, because
than
the
it
trap
is-
field is bigger, right? It's just bigger.
Well, there's that. There's like some of it is geometry, like I ain't no mathematician, but I'm pretty sure the surface area of a circle is larger than the surface area of a
A square or a rectangle.
Yeah, yeah. But also the way that the trap field is mapped to the model, it actually seems like it starts further to the edge of the trap
Mhm.
trap model. So as soon as you hit the edge of the frisbee, like they're in the trap field.
So many followers. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Oh, my
Oh
God,
my
we were
goodness.
rated and we were watching and we are talking about the new DLC. And like we're happy. I'm happy with the skins. I'm happy with the Attack of the Call stuff. There are people who really like that movie, so I'm really happy for them.
Yes.
A lot of balance updates. The drudges are fixed. There's gonna be variations on drudges. That's a good thing. I was really hoping for just a bit more. I mean, we're one of those people who we really like Jordan to go into detail. We want to know what exactly did you fix? Like, tell us everything. Like there's like, did you guys
Yeah.
know that there's a max cap on haunted objects? We kind of know what it is sometimes, but like it's not in the patch notes. We want really detailed patch notes. Like we want the exact timer, decreased timer on drudge spawn by how much? 5 seconds,
Give
4
us-
seconds, 3 seconds. Give us time. Give us numbers.
Yeah, give us numbers, give us details. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I won't bore you with the nuts and bolts. Like,
We
go
want
ahead,
the
bore
nuts
me.
and bolts, please.
Go ahead and bore me, please.
I was hoping for more ghost updates, like not a new ghost, but just like there are a lot of ghosts that are severely underpowered. Munchers in that category, bashers in that category.
Unfortunately, too, it's not like it's one single thing that is making them so. Like, if there was a single issue across the board that could be addressed for all of these different ghost types that would fix that issue, great. The problem is that, like, to fix the fundamental issues that Muncher has, you pretty much have to completely redesign how Muncher is put together because he has the unique ultimates instead of having a unique, and his unique is just the consume, and so you don't technically you're losing an attack. And it doesn't feel like there's much good payoff, for losing that attack right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that changes the game, the way the game is played, to me is a priority in my head rather than cosmetics. Cosmetics are fun, right? The PKE looks amazing. Like I might even use it. Like I love the animation of that, but like I want stuff that changes the core gameplay, either with new secondary gadgets, new ghost abilities, or just fundamental balance changes overall to certain things that weren't
Yeah.
working.
I am genuinely kind of bummed that this is going to be the second DLC in a row that we're not seeing anything new in terms of gear mods. I've been really hoping that we would see some kind of additions to the gear mods that are available.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
not
like,
even-
yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead. You can finish. You said not even.
Yeah, not even necessarily like like the particle thrower has plenty of parts to it already. It doesn't really need anything extra. Like you can maybe come up with a new side gadget or to put on it, but that's about it. Like new things for the pack, new things for the PKE, new things for the trap, like new secondary gadgets, like you said, like
Yeah. Stuff that changes, stuff that fundamentally change, but that's the thing, right? That's the challenge. Cosmetics don't change the gameplay, right? So you can add as many as you want, as much as you want in every patch, but like anything that has a direct effect on like builds or tether speed or timers or cooldowns, like that affect gameplay tremendously, and they don't want that swing, so they're much more careful when you add that stuff, and that's in any game, not just in Ghostbusters. But I saw I'm glad I'm not the only one. I saw on the stream someone was asking for like customizable stream colors. Like I would want like a real Ghostbuster stream color, Attack of the Call, stream color, Afterlife stream color, because they're all slightly different. You know what I mean? Like I think the real Ghostbusters one is yellow instead of like a reddish. It's like yellow and blue instead of reddish and blue. I think the Afterlife one has more purple. Extreme is like, what is it, green? Like it's a weird, the Extreme one's a weird
like
color.
A green yellow base color, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. And like but I don't know. That might be because there is also like there is a balance to this stuff. Like in terms of like that might be overwhelming if there's all these colors on screen as you're trying to tether something. You might go into a shock. You know what I mean? So like with all the flashy colors. So
there's that. That's one thing that they didn't touch on at all either. Is like I don't know if they have actually gotten any, like. So I know Albert has mentioned once or twice in the dev streams like that toning back some of the flashbang skins, as they're called.
Yes,
is something that they've been looking at, and it's been on their list for a while now. And I would imagine something like that, because it's tied to accessibility, would be kind of high on the priority list, or I would hope.
Mm-hmm. They did say that a lot of this new patch would be quality of life stuff. So like they were really clear about that. So if you were looking for like a bunch of new gear, this may not be the patch, but it does have me worried because they went for a long time without any updates. This is over 3 months at this point, I believe. Like 30 days, like over 30 days since the last patch. And like they did a 5.11 hotfix patch, but like that was it. And like I don't think anything huge was changed in that pack. I think it was just some stability issues, like one bug and a stability problem. I think that was the only thing they switched. Like if I don't know if they're watching, I know you guys are working hard out there, but like we would love a little bit more transparency about like when a balance patch is coming or when a hotfix is incoming. Like that would be great, because 3 months of just dead silence is way too much. Like, especially when the game just starts to get on that cusp of everything's settled. Like, everything is settled now, right? Builds have been found. Top Ghosts have been basically in their spots for a while now. The way Ghosts play have been stuck in their spots for a while now. Like, anything to get the game changing.
Strategies and metas have become, like, a little stagnant again. Yeah.
So like if you do that, the more people will come into the game and experiment with stuff, the more people who took a break from it will come back, and vice versa. And if you're like Chris and I, we're going to play it no matter what, but like it is much more interesting when stuff gets shifted more often, even if it's broken. Like it's still, it's like, oh, this is because as long as you fix it within like a lot of time, like i.e. less than 3 months, you know what I mean? Like but I don't say anything. There's definitely bugs in this game. I've reported some to them on their Discord. I've posted some on Reddit. The most notorious one is the auto brake trap and the trap not opening automatically when you have the skid stop attached. Those are two big ones that they're annoying, but people like to throw out the word unplayable, and I wouldn't say the game's unplayable. But Chris, you said it best. Like the game's not meant to be played competitively, and the cracks start to show after a while.
Very much so. Yeah. And that's that's the thing, is like what it tends to boil down to is that like once you do push it to that point, it becomes a very unfun experience for at least one side of the equation. It's not a lot of fun to lose as Ghost when you run into when Shift 64 is doing their team practice and they're just running pubs, and the Ghost runs a random pubby Ghost just runs into them. Like they don't have a real fun time during those games, because it's just constant pressure and button mashing.
Yeah, your dad Plane said Infernal said that it's May 4th was the last patch, and May 11th there was a shadow patch. Like that's
Yeah.
that's a little like, and like I said, like I want this game to be successful, and I think the key to being success is you push those patches out, and it can be small stuff. It doesn't have to be the size of DLC 2, but like just small stuff that fixes things or changes up the meta ever so slightly, that get people coming back. It's why Dead by Daylight is so popular, is because they're constantly changing perks and how they work and adding killers, and all that stuff messes with the whole game ecosystem. Sometimes in a good way and sometimes in a
Constant
bad
little
way.
tweaks.
Yeah, I mean that's what keeps game alive. You can't go that's 4 months without it. That's 3 months without a patch. Wait, May 11th, June 11th, July 11th, almost. So it's almost 3 months, and almost 3 months, 2.5, give or take.
Yeah,
Someone
and I
will
mean,
correct me.
we're also still kind of, like you said, we're back in a stagnant place with meta too,
Yeah.
right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
it's a point that I've made forever. If like, how long until they nerf the dual vertical grips, because everybody uses the dual vertical grips.
They're
and
good.
They're fucking clutch.
They're
They're
good.
totally clutch. They're very, very reliable. They're not, there are definitely. It's not that absolutely everybody uses them. There are definitely some high tier players that I know that don't necessarily use dual vertical grips, but for the most part, they're kind of considered the meta.
Yeah.
Right. Like
if you're
so-
not using them, if you're not using those, you're probably at a disadvantage. If you're not using
Exactly.
the vertical grips. 'Cause I can't think what else you'd want to take instead of that. Horizontal grips, maybe. I like the duct tape
Depends on-
grips, but
Depends. There's some minor tweak builds that you can do, especially like around like whip pulsar, where you can get some different performance out of like horizontal and ergonomic grip and stuff. But like, yeah, it's kind of it's niche cases. It's not a broadly applicable thing that you would want to use across all builds.
well, I love the sidewinder. You know me. I love that sidewinder. But no, it's. I mean, look, the game is in it. Not. I wouldn't even call it a rut. It's just very stagnant right now in terms of what people have discovered and how you play, right? And like, when you go into pubs, that's when I've mess around with different builds and specs and stuff like that. But in the competitive scene, like if I see someone not using ectoplast, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a little bit easier. That's what I think. If it's not ectoplast, because obviously he's probably one of the best ghosts in the game because he's fast. But yeah, I just want to see the meta changed up ever so slightly. And yeah, the community is gonna complain, like they always do, and that's okay. Like you're gonna people.
I mean, there's always going to be the more content please complaint, right?
Mhm,
It's like we've been seeing that since like day 2. Like people like very first week of release, people were asking for a tenure system. So like,
And they may
some
have
of
it. They may have it. But in the meantime, we can be positive about it, not go on Reddit or the Discord and call the game trash or unplayable, because I don't think that's necessarily true at all. Like
or yeah.
being positive in the gaming community is such a rare thing nowadays. Just having the positive outlook on stuff. It's tough. It's tough. When you're passionate about a game, it's tough.
Yeah. And it's tough in a versus game environment as well. That, there can be a lot of frustrating moments.
I can tell you right now, Infernal, if Evil Dead's a really good example of this. If you guys have played Evil Dead, the game, like they had a year-long deal for DLC and content drops, and then once that stopped, they go to the IP holder. In that case, multiple IP holders for Evil Dead the game, and they have to reassess their plan, whether that's a battle pass or more costumes or whatever, because because this isn't their own game. It's not their own licensed game. It's a licensed game. It's not their own game. So they have to go through Ghost Core and be like, okay, now that the first year of DLC is done, let's focus on balancing it for the next 6 months and then seeing what we can do in terms of cosmetics or DLC or battle passes. Like that's what I'm thinking. It's going to be after the first year is gone, it'll likely, and I'm guessing here, it'll likely go on Steam, because Steam exclusivity is usually, Epic Games exclusivity is usually a year. So that'll go on Steam, that'll inject a user base, and then they'll have probably months, a half a year to like just kind of tweak and change and balance things, make things better, fix bugs. And then I think mid 2024, we'll either get some kind of a battle pass system or we'll get payable DLC, which I'd be happy to pay for this game. It's like I never pay for battle passes.
Yeah.
The one time a goddamn game comes out, there's no battle pass, I can't buy it because there is no battle pass.
Right.
So
Exactly. Yeah. How many times have I tweeted the Fry take my money meme at Chuck on Twitter already? Like.
Yeah. Yeah, there is no cross progression on anything. It gets people have been talking about cross progression on a lot of platforms and games. It's something that I always bring up in like games like Elder Scrolls Online or Evil Dead the game, or there's one more that Dead by Daylight, just because there's issues with how the content works on multiple systems. Like if there's an achievement that you unlocked on Steam and then you have a cross platform on Xbox and you don't get it, like it's everything has their weird niche things. So cross progression is a little harder. Maybe like if just the level would donate over, so you wouldn't have to lock it. I don't know. There's different ways you could do it, but yeah, it's tough. Yeah, people get accused of hacking all the time. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with what I saw. I was really disappointed they didn't show the ghosts of the map, but they are coming. And then hopefully Jordan will have. I think Jordan himself does the patch notes, so like that's why they're not 10 pages, because he doesn't have someone. Because like, you know, Elder Scrolls has someone who just does that. You know what I mean? That's their job, is type up page. Yeah, I think since Ophonics, I wouldn't call them indie. They're like triple I. They're like, you know, I think they're more than 50 people. Like they're not huge, but they're big. I think it's just a little harder to manage that resource. Like, do we delegate someone for 2 days to write super detailed patch notes? But you can always reach out to him on Twitter. Jordan's pretty transparent on Twitter. If you ask him about something, he answers. So that's always a good resource. They have their Discord too. Use that there. But anyway, on the stream there, because I'm hopefully we'll get this next week. I hope soon means a week. Sooner rather than later.
Fingers crossed.
So anyway, guys, thanks, Chris. Thanks for coming on today and chatting Ghostbusters with us as always. And make sure to follow us on our channel, on our Discords. It supports me where I work, Shacknews. This is where I work. You can also catch me in the Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed League Discord. I'm in there popping in. I think we're practicing tonight, so I might be on tonight. But yeah, guys, so I want everyone to take care, and thanks for hanging out, and I hope everyone enjoyed the preview stream. I'll give you the transition one more time, then we'll head out.